Good morning, Quadcopter 101. I have something really neat for you today, and I'm at a really neat place to demonstrate it. This is the Trona Pinnacles in Trona, California. It is not the Trona, or is not a Pinnacles National Park. So those of you out there thinking, oh, he's flying in a national park. No, this is a national landmark though, but not a national park. But anyways, the M5 is what I got for you today, the Wingsland M5. What is the M5? It is a very interesting looking quadcopter, very unusual shape. We have two pods, a pod on top and a pod on the bottom. The top pod is actually the battery, and notice how the battery is inserted here with a little XT, I think it's XT60 or XT30 connector that you have to connect like so. It's not a plug-in type of battery where you just snap it in, but you know, there is an XT30 connector that you got to put in place. It's an 1850 milliamp hour battery. You have your GPS module up here, and down here in the bottom you have a 720p HD camera. The camera records video directly to a micro SD card slot, which is located right here. I got my micro SD card in there. There is a USB port here also. I'm not sure if it's for downloading. I don't think it's for downloading. I think it's for updating firmware on this if you need to update firmware. But additionally, on the bottom of it, what we see here is we got an optical flow sensor, position sensor. So using this in combination with GPS on top, and you're relatively low to the ground, should make for very, very stable flying. We'll find out here shortly. Additionally, it's got acoustic sensors on the bottom. In addition to altitude hold using barometer, it also has acoustic sensors so that when you're close to the ground, it should try to maintain its altitude very stable also, because you got two acoustic sensors to average out the altitude of when you're close to the ground. Additionally, very long landing gear legs so that to lessen the chance of you impacting ground, say if you land on an uneven surface or area with rocks around you, it'll lessen the chance of you impacting your propellers against objects. It has nice lighting in the back, and that's about it for the quadcopter. Let's go over the controller. The controller is where the heart of this thing is. Now, notice we got two antennas here. One for controlling the quadcopter control, and the other for receiving Wi-Fi FPV reception. What this is, folks, this controller is in itself a repeater amplifier, Wi-Fi repeater amplifier on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So this controller connects via Wi-Fi to the quadcopter to enable it to talk at long distances, providing data back and forth at long distances via this amplifier repeater. And then this repeater retransmits the video to your phone. So the way this hooks up is when you turn on the transmitter and turn on the quadcopter, this will automatically link to the quadcopter via Wi-Fi. If it doesn't link, there's a reset button in the back, and there are procedures to make it reset, but it should be from the factory already hooked up and connected to your quadcopter via Wi-Fi. That in turn, you take your phone and connect to the RC Wi-Fi, or the Wi-Fi signal from this controller. When you turn your phone on, you will notice two different Wi-Fi signals, one for the aircraft and one for the controller. Again, this is already connected to the aircraft. You want to connect to the one that says RC. It'll be Wingsland M5 or Wingsland R6 RC is going to be the one you are going to need to connect your phone to. And then, and again, the relay will be from your phone to the controller, from the controller to the aircraft, and going backwards the same route. So keep that in mind. The buttons on this. This is automatic takeoff and automatic landing. You hold it down for a few seconds and it will automatically take off and automatically land. And this is your photo and video button. A quick press will take a photo. A dual press like that will take or will start and stop video. Okay, and I believe it also does return to home according to the instructions by holding down this button for 3 seconds, and it will do return to home. And you turn on the transmitter by bringing these sticks down like that, and that turns the transmitter on. One quick con on this. This instruction manual is all in Chinese, okay? I had to decipher it using my phone's Google Translate app, and I was able to decipher it. But right now, I'm not sure that they have a English manual version, instruction manual yet. So you might need to watch this video to get yours in the air. So let's go through that. Let's start it up and I'll show you how it's done. Again, you turn on this transmitter by down and out with the handles, and then you turn on the quadcopter by pressing this button and holding it down for 3 seconds. And we're going to point it off in that direction because this does also have headless mode. And we're waiting for a blue light to show up here. Now, I mentioned this has headless mode. It has 2 advanced intelligent flight modes, which is course lock and heading lock. Course lock is your standard headless mode headless mode. Heading lock is, do I got it right? Let me make sure. Home lock. It has course lock and home lock. Course lock is your standard headless mode. Home lock is something interesting. In home lock, when you push forward, it will fly away from its takeoff point, and when you pull back on the stick, it will return to its takeoff point. Notice we got Wi-Fi FPV now. We're ready to go. And if you want to circle around your position, you can move right or left on the stick, and you actually do spirals around your takeoff position. If we have time, I'm going to try to demonstrate that. But that is available only in advanced mode. There's beginner and advanced mode, and the difference between the two is that when you go to advanced mode, that opens up that feature and also increases the flight control rates of the quadcopter. Okay, we are going to lock my phone into place here and get ready for flight. And the first thing I need to do is connect to the Wi-Fi of the quadcopter. And it already automatically connected since I did that at home already. And then we're going to open the Wingsland app. Mob is in his recording. Let me make sure my hat camera is recording too before we proceed. Okay. First thing, I'll show you how to do quickly compass calibration. You hit the gear icon in the upper right corner there and hit the second icon down. And that is calibration. And you hit start calibration and place the aircraft on a horizontal level and hit yes, and then rotate. And it'll tell you to when it's done rotating, when it's calibrated. So we're going to keep rotating clockwise until it's done. And the calibration is complete. So that's how you calibrate the quadcopter. Very simple. And calibration successful, yes. Now again, remember I told you this upper icon here is where you select beginner and advanced mode by turning it off like that. We're going to hit cancel. I don't want to do intelligent flight right now. We're going to do standard flight right now. The third icon down is calibration of the joystick. I'm going to assume the joystick's already calibrated. And the fourth icon down is for resetting the Wi-Fi settings in case you lose Wi-Fi lock. You don't want to do that. Okay, you only do that in emergencies if there is no Wi-Fi lock. Okay, restarting the app seems to have fixed it. I want to select video though. I want to record video. And right now, I got to put on my glasses too since we're going to start flying. And hitting record. And hitting takeoff again. And hitting enter. And now, for some reason, I lost the video. Hitting landing again. We're going to start the app up one more time. Because, if you notice, the app is frozen. So stopping the app. Three, 2, 1. Okay, I've restarted the app one more time. I'm hitting go to switch to fly. And I'm seeing the ground, so I know it's looking at the ground. I want to switch to video recording. Starting recording. I'm going to see if I can start the motors this time by down and out and doing a manual takeoff. And now I do have video recording. Okay. I'm not sure what happened there, folks. Whoa. Walking around the quadcopter showing it to you. And let's turn to the right. and going up a little bit higher. How do you like my shirt today, folks? Appropriate for the area we're flying at. So, putting my glasses back up here because I want to be able to see the screen. I can't see the screen properly because I'm nearsighted. But let's go out and about and try this thing out. First off, we're going to go a bit higher. And keeping the flat surface pointed toward the quadcopter, flat surface of these antennas. That's the appropriate way to maintain signal. And going out across the wasteland of the Trona Pinnacles, going up higher too. Okay, now everything seems to be working properly. Let's plop it right about there, folks. Going up higher. Going forward too so I can get it out of the sun. I'm seeing the sunlight right now. Okay, right about there. And we are at a distance of 103 meters and 12 meters up from where we took off. Looking around the area. It's pointing north. You know, this is a 720p camera on this. I was hoping they would put a higher definition camera, but 720p is reasonable. Okay, we're going turning to the right until it starts coming back toward me. And let's go over the other direction from the pinnacles. Now I want to go up higher. The reason being, I don't want to hit any of these pinnacles, so I want to be above the altitude of these pinnacles. Coming back toward me, there I am down below. I can see me. And Mobazin is not recording. Let me hit Mobazin. Starting Mobazin up. And hopefully Mobazin won't freeze up this. That is interfering. That's what caused the interference, folks. Mobazin. We're going to bring it back down and take off again. This time I'm going to turn off Mobazin and keep it off because the Mobazin screen recording is interfering with this quadcopter, unfortunately. So we'll bring it in. That's the problem, folks. Don't run Mobazin with this. It doesn't like that. So I'm going to go over to my takeoff pad here. Right about there. And land it right about there. And stop. So we're going to restart the app again, and this time keep Mobazin turned off. That is the problem. So let me stop the video recording we got so far. I still got 60% power. So I got to close the app and close Mobazin. Okay, stop recording. Mobazin is closed, and this time I'm just going to stop Mobazin, and we're going to open up Wingsland one more time, and hitting go, and oh, that video recording is still recording, stopping the recording, and starting the recording one more time, hitting takeoff, and confirming takeoff. And let's go off in the direction of these pinnacles and going up. Let me see, am I still recording? I am recording. Boy, you can see that orange nicely. We're going to go over the punch bowl area. Still seeing some video in there. Going out pretty far. Got 50%. And from that point there, let's stop and hover and rotate about the area. Looking around, looking around, looking around. And what I'm going to do is, I want to see if I can do an automatic return to home by holding down this, or actually I'm going to hit the return to home on the app. So hit return to home. Confirm one key return, yes. Hitting one and hitting yes. And it is returning to home. Let's see how well it does this return to home and how accurate it is. Now again, the return to home as it does, it will maintain the altitude it was at. Okay, I don't think it goes up and does a a return to home and comes down. So keep in mind, when you're flying, make sure you are above anything that you might impact into during a return to home. There it is up there. Boy, you can see that orange against the blue sky real nicely. And let's see how fast it comes down from way up there and how accurate this return to home is. It's descending. I'm hearing a little bit of vortex ring state in the descent, but it comes down rather fast. Now I don't want to hit those rocks right there, so let me move it away from those rocks. It was going to hit that rock there, so that's why I stopped it. Okay, so let's hit stop on that video recording. I still got 50% power. Let's take to the air again, only this time let's go into expert mode and try this intelligent flight. So we got to go turn off beginner mode there. I turned it off and then hit yes, switch to standard mode. So now we can use intelligent flight modes. And what I'm going to do is use home lock, where it's going to maintain going, okay, home lock, switching, do not function while, see that again. Do not activate this function while aircraft isn't taking off. So you got to be in the air first. So let's start the motors, go into the air, right about at that altitude there, and then hit home lock, and hit yes, and we are in home lock now. And now I'm going to start the camera again, the video camera, and I'm going to push out on the stick, and I can turn the yaw. Pushing out will always go that way. What about if I turn the left or right with the yaw, or the pitch, or the roll? Going up a bit higher. Okay, it went over that way now. What if I pull back on the stick? And it comes right back to my position. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you want to go over this way, that's neat. And then turn the camera toward you, like I'm doing now. And then push out. It will remember that that's the outward position. So no matter how far, where you go, all you got to do to bring it back to you, okay, let's roll over this way. To bring it back to you is pull back on the stick, and it comes back toward you. Okay, it wants to land now because I'm getting low on battery. That's a neat function. And I'm pulling back on the stick and it's right overhead. So let's bring it down. So that was home lock. Pretty neat feature. How much battery power do I got left? 30%. So, okay, I'm still recording. Let's come out of that out. Let's land it real quick. Because for the last bit of battery power that I got, let's go back into the air once it lands on a flatter surface. Right about there. Okay, I got 30% battery power. We're going to stay close for the last part of it. I'm going to turn off home lock. And let's go in there, turn off home lock. Close. Okay, you got to be in the air to do this. Close. Let's see. Well, so we'll go back into the air. Okay, it should be off. Intelligent flight mode should be off. Again, we are in advanced, so we can actually start the video again. Let's try see how it flies in terms of maneuverability and speed. Going up a bit higher. Going around the area. Oh, it moves. It can move. Okay, it wants to come down now because we're getting low on battery. So that's it. Seems to be a good flyer. Aggressive flyer. 20% battery. I'm going to call it quits here because I don't want to hurt the battery. So let's go back up again and go over its takeoff point. Try to land it on the pad using that optical flow sensor. Let's see how well this is holding its position. Well, dang. Again, keep in mind it's got that acoustic sensor on the bottom to maintain the altitude, real nice, and then the optical sensor too. So landing it, and we'll call that quits for today's demonstration flight. That's the first flight of this thing. Pretty neat. I wished I could show you the screen, but again, you know, what I was doing for while I was flying it. But again, Mobazin there crashes this app, so you can't use Mobazin with it. But all in all, I was able to demonstrate it. Let me turn it off real quick so I don't hurt myself and wrap it up. Okay, all in all, impressive little flyer. GPS, very quick little quadcopter. I really can see it real well in the sky with this orange and black. So, and all in all, it was actually enjoyable to fly. So that's the Wingsland M5 first flight. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Hope you understood what I tried to explain about the directions of this thing and how to operate it. Again, right now they are in Chinese. Hopefully they'll have English translated manuals here shortly. But if you don't get one with an English manual, watch my video or get Google Translate for your phone. It works real well. Using the optical feature, the camera feature, will automatically translate the manual for you. So this is Quadcopter 101. Let me get some thumbnails. Quadcopter 101, signing out.